Hi, I'm Chris Hammer, president at Hammer Enterprises, as well as resident cannabis nerd and know-it-all. Sometimes we take for granted that for most people, CBD is a real new thing. In the last couple of years is when most people were introduced to CBD or hemp as an ingredient or as a supplement. So we thought it would be smart to create a video that would just answer some of the basic questions that people may have. So without further ado, now, CBD, or cannabidiol, easy for me to say, is a non-psychoactive, meaning it doesn't get you stoned, phytocannabinoid found in cannabis. THC, or tetrahydrocannabinol, is the psychoactive cannabinoid that is responsible for the high in marijuana or other varieties of cannabis. Well, CBD oil is basically the oil that's extracted from a plant of cannabis that has a significant amount of cannabidiol in it. There's a lot of oils and various phytochemicals that are produced by cannabis that are just inherent to cannabis, like tetrahydrocannabinol, like cannabidiol, CBD, like CBG, cannabigerol. There's a bunch of them. There's hundreds of different compounds that are found in cannabis. Some of them are like beta-caryophyllene, which is the same terpene that's found in black pepper, which has been shown to aid in absorption, all kinds of different cool therapeutic benefits. So when somebody says CBD oil, it's just the oil that is inherent in the plant. It's really going to be related to the varietal or the type of cannabis that you extract the oil from. Basically, you have to use some sort of extraction technique. There's various forms of botanical extraction methodologies. Generally, they incorporate some sort of solvent, be it ethanol, hexane, pentane, butane, water can even be used, ice. You can use all kinds of different things. At Hammer Enterprises, we use certified organic CO2 extraction. We feel that this extracts all of the intrinsic qualities that we want out of the plant material, but it leaves a really pristine extract. Whereas something like hexane, which is considered food grade, although like pentane isn't, when people use it, butane as well, those you have to do varying things to get the solvents out of it because they're basically poisonous. CO2 is something we breathe out every day, plants consume. We know it's a safe compound, at least for normal human consumption. And it volatilizes very easily, so it all gets itself out of there and just leaves that pristine extract intact. And so that's why we spend the extra money and the extra time and use something that's a lot more gentle with the plant material. We spend a lot of money and time in producing the plant itself, so it makes sense that we would spend extra energy in a technology that would keep that as intrinsically intact as possible. CBD is non-psychoactive. So unlike its cousin, THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, it doesn't have any psychoactive effects. So you don't have to worry about getting stoned and, tripping out when you consume CBD. For many people, they don't care about the trace amounts of THC that can be inherent in cannabis extracts, even if they're produced from industrial hemp, which is by federal law underneath 0.3% by dry weight cannabis sativa, grown under a industrial hemp license and audited by the state's regulatory committee or regulatory framework. So there is inherently always some small amount of THC that can make it through into products. Now, what you can do is look at the certificate of analysis from the product that you're thinking of consuming if you're worried about the trace amounts of THC that can make it into your product, and verifying that there's no THC in it. That being said, we always err on the side of caution and feel that if you're really, really worried and your livelihood depends on if you get one test or something that shows up, I would be very careful with consuming any products, even if they did have a certificate of analysis. We use all different types of refinement technologies like crystallization, which will basically leave you with no inherent THC in the process, or some remediation processes that pull out that THC. But just with an abundance of caution, you just have to be careful with what you put in your body. This is maybe the toughest question to know the answer for people that are interested in learning more and trying out some CBD products. It's about knowing as much as you can about your CBD product and where it was manufactured, who manufactured it, and what they believe in, the amount of effort that they put into good quality manufacturing processes. There's whole new regulatory frameworks that are being established for cannabis and hemp, and a lot of variance in the adherence to those. At Hammer Enterprises, at our company, we spend a huge amount of effort in quality assurance, from our own analytical laboratory to developing the strains of cannabis ourselves, the strains of hemp that we incorporate into all of our products. We know exactly what the product is going to be because we've bred the plants, we grew the plants in certified organic manner, we kept them all in our under our control the entire time, and then we brought them to our facility. We extracted them, intrinsically did it all ourselves. We have heavy metal testing, all kinds of different testing, so we know exactly what it is. It's the real deal. This is high quality CBD, and we put it in and we verify how much we put in. We have analytics on the plant material, on the extracts, on the refinements on the extracts, on the incorporation into the the end product. A tincture, if it's a topical, if it's a skincare product, if it's a gummy, whatever it is. It's all about the analysis and how much quality assurance you have on all these different processes. We're a food grade manufacturer, so we adhere to all the food manufacturing processes and certifications. We have ISO 9001, which is a quality assurance, internationally recognized quality assurance. We're USDA certified organic. We're third party audited, kosher certified, non-GMO, cruelty free, all these different things that can lend themselves to having, a customer feel good about it. Well, actually, it's the same thing. Hemp under federal law is cannabis sativa that's under 0.3% by dry weight and has been grown under a licensed, state licensed hemp program by a audited company. So really, it's just a different type of varietal of cannabis sativa that has almost no THC in it. So that's the real difference. We grow ours. Now saying that, you could get industrial hemp that was grown for fiber or grown for seed and take the byproducts from that and extract out some cannabinoids. We don't do that. We find that the phytochemical that are inherent in the cannabis really come through. So even the things that aren't, you could call them the entourage chemicals. We feel that those from specifically grown and bred strains of cannabis have a higher efficacy, we'd say, a higher quality to them than, just random, hemp grown for fiber and leftover material that they were going to throw away, and they just, ran it through some cheap extraction and they got some CBD isolate out of it and they manufactured it. So, there's really technically nothing different from hemp-derived CBD as long as it's made from and made by a quality company. So these are some basic questions that we felt like we'd answer. We'd really be curious for your feedback and to see if you had any other questions that you'd like to have answered. And Anybody who knows me knows that I love to hear my own voice. So please don't hesitate to reach out and ask questions. You can leave them on the comments below, or reach out directly to us at hammerenterprisesis.com. That's Hammer Enterprises, integratedSolutions.com. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.